I don't know what to do. Because now it's just I have a bucket. I'm literally playing the game, but I have a bucket now. So now all the all the text is bucket related. There's bucket. Okay, well I'll try. Ooh, maybe I'll try the elevator again. Okay, I'll skip to that point. Wait, hold on. This is different. Appeared across the office. We have no memo from management. Okay. Agenda. How can you tell you spotted one? What makes them float in the air? Who took these pictures of them? Uh-huh. So we have a red room. Okay, whatever. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go down the elevator. Or up. Can we go up? Oh, we can go up. What happens if I go up? What? What was I doing in there then? What? What's the point of this? What happens if I go down? No. Is this just an elevator? Oh my. It is just an elevator, isn't it? I'm literally just standing in an elevator for the sake of standing in an elevator. Oh my goodness. Alright, let me out of here. It's all a ploy.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again
I guess the code. It's like
to discover not an indication
4,
of any human
3,
life.
8.
Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into
5,
an emotional
2,
dumpster
4,
fire, if
8.
not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
69,
in his darkest of
96.
hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark
69,
clouds of confusion and chaos.
69.
It would be with him always. The bucket
420.
The two of them were
6.
inseparable. At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the
5,
tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was
28452845. Okay.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by Sheehan. Stanley decided
Alright,
that
how
this
do I-
machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world. They high-fived in a really cool way. The bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
High-fived in a cool way. So, what I'm gathering is I need to click, like, what am I... What? Why does this one... What? Why can't I count to 4? Because all the other ones are exposed. I feel like I should be able to do this one. I just spent like 5 minutes trying to figure out that thing, and I cannot. I think I've done everything I've wanted to try in this game. And it was good. And I experienced a lot. I actually played like an hour longer than after I was saying.
They came to the source
I ran
of the
out of
room's
time.
power. Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
So, that's so loud. That was really loud.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest enemy, freed themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live once they stepped through this massive door. The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned, but it was one they'd lived together, with one another to lean on, to trust, to support. What? Wait. What was happening?
Just about the end of the video again.
Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? An unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty.
What?
Until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave. Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth.
No!
Would go to any lengths not to part with the bucket. No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket. To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What? What? Was it this phone?
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation. We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yes.
Excellent. Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the
How many
Future
boxes?
Happiness Foundation.
Did she say 3 million boxes? Do I wait here? Every time I'm about to end this game, it just keeps on going. Hold on. Where's the narrator?
The confusion and the chaos all seemed to melt away as Stanley embraced the bucket.
Where's... Why isn't he talking?
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered the door on his left.
What? Where are my 50,000 boxes? Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I'm so confused. I'm so confused. Ouch. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money from breakfast, money crisp.
Another miniature Stanley figurine.
I'm at 3 now.
You know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about mini stands? Stanley figs? What about Stanlerines? Yes, I think I like that.
Stanlerines.
Another Stanlerine under your belt.
Stanlerines. Where's my boxes? How many boxes in here? Boxes. Why did I get 3 million boxes?
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned
need that
to
skip
discover
button
not
again.
an indication of any. How long was he sitting there? Stanley wondered to himself. Minutes? Days? Centuries? Did something crucial happen while my senses were turned? He made a note to be more careful with time from now on.
The boxes came. I went through all that to see if the boxes came, and they did. I'm not gonna grab the bucket this time.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
So,
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
if you don't grab the bucket,
Stanley felt lightheaded, butterflies in his stomach, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
so we've explored everywhere on the left, right?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
What was up here?
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot. But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
I am. What is happening?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I don't know what's happening. Each time it's something
When Stanley
different.
came to a set of 2
So if I
open
go
doors,
right-
this was not the correct way to the meeting room.
We're gonna
and
do
Stanley
right.
knew it perfectly well.
Right.
Perhaps he
Right.
wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Right? Going to the employee
The
lounge.
was grand.
It's beautiful.
majestic,
Wish I could stay
perhaps,
longer.
But eager to
Continue
get back
going
to business,
this way.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Continue going this way, avoiding that, because we already went down that little elevator and over there.
Stanley was so bad at following
And went over
directions. It's
here.
incredible
We
he
already went on
wasn't
that
5 years
railway.
ago.
We already jumped.
Look, Stanley,
Ugh.
I think perhaps we've
No.
gotten off, but in his
Wait,
eagerness
hold
to
on.
prove that he is in control
There's
of the
something over
story
there.
and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death.
Gosh darn it.
Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
Oh, now the phone's ringing again.
Hi, Stanley. Just wanted to leave you a message to let you know there's a few things I need you to pick up on your way home from work today. We need milk, cereal, dish soap, spaghetti, get a thing of sugar, some bread, and coffee beans, whichever ones you like. I'll give you a call if there's anything I forgot. Thanks, sweetie. See you tonight.
What? What's with the lore? I don't trust you, Bucket. Okay, go down here. Go in here. I'm gonna go to the right.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct
We're
way
gonna
to
keep
the meeting
running.
room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first,
Keep
just to
running.
admire it.
Keep
And here
running.
it was, the lounge.
Keep running.
But eager to get back to
Keep
business,
running.
Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Keep running.
Stanley
Now, there
was
was
so
something
bad
over
at following
here.
directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Oh! Unga bunga.
Okay, I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm
4.
torn between
I found 4.
Stanlerines and Figlies.
Oh,
What do you think,
Figlies.
Stanley? What name better
Figlies.
encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a small number in the corner of your screen go up by
Figlies.
1? Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
I like Figlies. Now what do I do? There's a vent. Okay. What did that do?
Stanley had now gotten himself so far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far off the beaten path that it seemed the office had begun. So far. You didn't think I was actually just a recording, did you? What a silly and trite explanation that would be. All the back and forth between you and me, all the absurd adventures we've been through, and it all turns out I'm just a tape recording? It was all just in Stanley's head. I bet that's the kind of twist you think is revelatory. I bet each and every time you watch a movie where it turns out all to be in the main character's imagination, you must absolutely bolt off the couch in pure shock at the phenomenal and intricate storytelling. It must be so simple to be you. Life being an unending waterfall of surprises and delights. How much more exciting you must find the world than the rest of us do. Now it becomes sad. Look what you've done to me. This is all your fault.
What? It wasn't me.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
No, I still haven't done my little thing that I planned on doing like 10 minutes ago now. What the...
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Just to admire it.
It was okay.
What? What? Why would he say it's just okay? What does this game do?
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I did not. I went this way.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong foot here. I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley. Someone you've forgotten about. Please, stop trying to make every decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me, I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself.
What was he saying?
To put your work aside. To let her back into your life. She's been waiting.
What? Why am I getting goosebumps?
That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this.
There's literally goosebumps on my arm.
If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
What happens if I don't pick up the phone? It's nice that they put in a cord. What happens if I don't pick up the phone? I think I'm probably just gonna pick up the phone. I don't want to wait here forever. Said it was gonna end twice already. Can't believe I'm still playing this.
Oh, Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven. All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about your day.
Why?
Gotcha.
Dang, yeah, you
Oh,
did.
Come on. Did you actually think you
Oh,
had another
I've been playing this game
They
for
want
too
to commit
long.
their life to you. I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
Nope.
Sorry, but you're
Bah.
in my story now.
That wall was almost as scary as that mannequin. Hey, baby.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Q.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
What happens if I don't press C? Pretty sure we're in his story, like he said, so I don't think there's anything
Look at
that'll
him
happen.
there, pushing buttons, doing exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch. Now he's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
Aye.
But in his mind, in his mind he can go on fantastic adventures. From behind his desk, Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Wifey. Watch TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly.
With the boys?
So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold.
Prepare dinner.
As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It
There,
was
keep the
such a
story.
wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
I love you.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
Go to sleep.
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer, that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Do I press it? I don't know. What's the protocol here? how spiteful do I have to be? I don't think there's anything that's gonna happen. Let's press it.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself? I suppose I can't, not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again, and Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
Wow. No more lore?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wow. That, okay, I'm actually gonna stop. I do. But man, that makes you like I don't know if you get, like, if you're listening, but that's like, I don't know. There's something there, and I'm not gonna be like, oh, I'm smart enough to discern what it is, or maybe it's just the fact he's saying these things, and we all kind of start getting weirded out. Our brains start going crazy, haywire, when we see, like, oh, I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and it doesn't matter what I do because it's all gonna end eventually. But man, I am gonna stop there though. And it is a good game, and I'm sure there's like probably millions more endings, or probably at least another 10 or 15 that I haven't found. But there's that ending, and then there's the one where you're in the desert because you kept on skipping after all the comments because they didn't understand the game. Like, oh, it was good. It was a good game. And you can kind of tell, because I feel like a lot of this game I didn't really talk that much, but I was just sitting there in it. But man, that was a lot of fun. So it's way past the time that I was planning on not to stop. So thanks everybody so much for watching. As always, my name is Diet Ween. If you like this video, please subscribe if you would. I'd be grateful. Share it with somebody or whatever. Yeah, I hope to see you in the next one. So that's for now. Goodbye.